Good morning from Fire Wrench Garage. Phil here. Today I'm just going to do a video, a day in the life of Phil. And we've got several projects to work on today. And we're going to go through that. Enjoy the show. First project that we're going to be working on is this 2015 Bobcat. I just picked this up a while ago. We can do a quick walk around on it. It's a really nice machine. Like I said, 2015. It's an S590. When I picked it up, it was kind of it had been kind of used, at least on the outside. So I stripped down the entire unit, repainted it, and put new decals on it. It came with a brand new bucket, which is nice. Heat and air in the cab, about 3,000 hours. It's got 2-speed, so that's kind of nice. Switchable controls, brand new tires. Everything was maintenanced. Really nice machine. And I got new lights to put in the back because those were kind of dull and cracked up, so I'm going to put those in. So besides the first part of my day, which I didn't record, is if anybody knows me out there, I do have a bakery, so I started that this morning at 5 o'clock and got some bakery items done, and now we're out working in the shop. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these lights in, and then we'll go on to our next project. Alright, new taillights are in. Looks a lot nicer when it's all finished up and fresh and new like it is. Next thing we're on the list is I did get some new pallet forks for it, so I gotta get those out of the garage. And I'm gonna also take off the bucket outside and put this machine outside, so we can get our next project into the garage. We may even get into something else before we do that, but I gotta get some space before I can start doing that. On to the next project. All right, with the Bobcat out of the way, I'm gonna get on to the next little project, just to kind of clean up the garage, and something I needed to get done anyway. I picked this up on Vevor. Apparently that's my new favorite site for all kinds of stuff. They have a lot of good stuff for your shop. This is a diesel tank. Now that I've got a tractor and a Bobcat that uses diesel, I want to stop going running to the gas station all the time to pick up diesel. So I picked this up. It's like a 35 gallon. It comes with a 12-volt pump, and it's on wheels. So I'm going to throw that together, then I can get that moved out of the garage, and then I can tackle this mess of stuff, get that out of the way. And if you saw any of my recent videos, I just picked these up from Vevor too. They're like porta jacks that you can put up underneath your car. If you don't have the ceiling space like I do in my garage, these are perfect for working on cars. Yes, you still have to get on a creeper on the floor, which I'm gonna get away from when I build my new shop here this spring. So I'm gonna get this thing put together and then tackle this mess, get that cleaned up out of the way, and then we can finally bring in the project car for the day. All right, we've got our next project in. I didn't clean up that mess that I talked about, but I got this in because I wanted to get this done. This is a 2013 Ford Edge, and it has a clunk when it turns left and right, so I'm gonna go and do that. Got the new quick jacks underneath. That's pretty sweet. It's a whole lot better than working off of jacks and jack stands. Plus it has safeties, so obviously I'm not gonna crawl under here today because I'm just working on the front end. But this is pretty sweet. So the jacks go back to this pump unit, and then you've got a controller here. This is for up and that's for down, obviously. And hook up your hydraulic lines to each side. They are kind of heavy, but I'll tell you what, I like these a lot more than working on regular jacks and jack stands. A lot more stable. I mean, it's hooked right on the frame. There's the little rubber blocks right here. And then of course on your chassis it tells you exactly where to plug those in. I just kind of centered them up the best I could for the wheelbase. But I'm gonna go ahead and find out what is causing the clunk, if it's ball joints or struts or what exactly it is. But we're gonna get after it. Alright, got the tires and wheels off on both sides. Checked for slop on both. This side is fine, but this side is not. This side has a little bit of slop in it, and what it is the outer tie rod. This ball joint is shot, and so I've got our new parts, Precision parts. They're greasable fittings. I like those better than the maintenance free. I also did buy new struts for this, so I'm gonna go ahead and put those in on both sides. And I like, if I'm gonna do it on one side, I'm gonna do it on both. So I'm putting new outer tie rods on both sides and new struts on both sides. So I'm gonna get that blown apart, and of course the tops of these are gonna be real fun. Those bolts and stuff are way back there. So yeah, good luck to me on this one today. Be fighting with some wrenches because you can't get anything else in there. But now we know what the clunking was all about. It was the outer tie rod on the driver's side. And I'm gonna get those blown apart, get the new parts on, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Alright, got the old tie rods off, the new ones on. This is the passenger side, got them all greased up. One thing I did notice on this, they do send you a new keeper bolt, but I did not use it. It's not as nice as the one that comes factory. And then the nut, the crown nut that it comes with, does not work with a 2013 Ford Edge. You have to use the original nut and the keeper pin that goes on it. If you don't and you use the one that comes with it, it doesn't tighten that bolt into where it is, and you're gonna have slop. So here's the driver's side. You can probably see that one a little bit better. Like I said, I kept this keeper nut, and then I also kept the original crown nut. It's not really a crown nut, it's just a standard nut, but it has a keeper cotter pin type thing on it. So the next thing I'm going to pull off is the strut. I got the two nuts off of on the bottom, and now I am using my ratchet wrenches to get all of those nuts out, and that'll pull the strut out. Once I get both sides done, then I will get the new ones in, and I'll show you once I got them out if I run into anything there. Just going to show you a little bit back here on how much fun this is. You have to use the open end of your wrench to get back here. I got those bad mamma jammas in there. Boy, I tell you what, those back two nuts back here, yeah, that'll take some patience. You can really only use the ratcheting wrench on the front two. The back two, you have to use the open end, you know, an 1/8 inch at a time. It's kind of a nightmare, but it's done. It's tight. It's back in its location, so hopefully I didn't mess up the alignment too bad. I probably will go in and get that aligned. But new struts are all in, tie rods are on. I'm just gonna clean up the hubs, cause you know, when you have aluminum rims and steel hubs, they get kind of crusty. So I'm gonna clean those up, get the tires back on, set it down, and then take it for a little test drive, make sure that that clunk is gone, and that'll be all it for this project, and we'll get on to our next one. Alright, car worked out good, everything is nice and tight, it doesn't do any more clunking. The next project we're working on today is I picked up a pedestal for my bench grinder. I got a new bench grinder because my other one died. So I'm gonna get that assembled. That one's just from Harbor Freight. Of course, that's a DeWalt 8-inch bench grinder. And I think they were sending me a wire wheel for free with some sort of Amazon special. So I'm gonna put that together and keep on with the day. Alright, I got it all put together. And in fire wrench fashion, yeah, you know, things are missing, things don't line up. So I had to modify the pedestal, at least the pipe anyway, so that I could get it plumb. I drilled a hole in so that the bolt would locate on this. Same thing with the top. It still isn't quite level, but it's fine. Of course, they never come with bolts to mount it to the stand, so I got that in. These things are always a little bit cheesy. You never really get them exactly where you want. Missing hardware, missing some nut for one of these. Not a big deal. And of course, I didn't get the wire wheel that was supposed to come with this. It just came with the coarse, in the medium grit. But that's fine, I'll contact Amazon and I'm sure they'll send it out. I like having the wire brush on one side and then usually the medium on the other side so I can work metal and things like that. But it isn't too bad. It's definitely gonna work. It's nice to actually have one of these in the shop. There's always a need for them, it seems like, but I don't know what project we're going to work on next. I think I'm going to probably need to clean up because I got boxes and garbage everywhere after today's projects, but I will be back with the next one.